Early access is just days away at this point, so we're going to get into what's happening with early access, what'll be available the day it launches, what'll be available the day the expansion officially actually launches, when the first season of Midnight kicks off, and how that whole timeline's going to work out. So let's just go ahead and jump straight in, boys. We got a lot to talk about today. Here we go. So Midnight, it's coming, guys. What that means is the arriving of the glittering elven kingdom of Quel'Thalas and the looming void storm that threatens to extinguish all light and cover the world in darkness, hopefully in Xal'atath's darkness. We'd all appreciate that. Players will be leveling up to 90 and exploring 4 new reimagined zones to uncover the heart of Xal'atath's machinations while seeking out new allies among the light and shadows. Face Xal'atath the Harbinger and the Void in the Midnight Early Access launch on February 26th at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and when Midnight officially goes live on March 2nd at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So there you go. These are the first 2 official dates that you need to kind of mark in your book as the launch of Midnight, right? So anyone who purchased the Epic Edition or higher is going to get that early access, and then all the peasants out there are going to be playing on March 2nd. Midnight campaign leveling zones, okay? So you're going to be leveling through. That's what everyone's going to be doing, obviously, with early access. That's really what early access is for, is kind of leveling through, taking your time. That's the reason why I honestly like early access, is it gives you more time to just level up and enjoy the process of leveling, which is one of my favorite things to do in World of Warcraft, is just questing, taking in the new zones, and listening to the stories and everything, and playing through the lore. So that'll be a fun thing to do. So I encourage you, if you do have early access, take your time. Soak it all in. This is like the only time in the entire expansion, really, where you're not grinding out gear constantly and trying to catch up to the highest guys on the charts. So here we go. Leveling campaigns, obviously bring in the 4 new zones. The cool thing is you'll get to choose your path. So everybody will start out in Eversong Woods. That'll be the starting point for everybody as we head into Midnight. And then we'll continue to progress through different zones in whatever order you want. So you'll be going either to the Troll Kingdom of Zoloman, investigating the gnarled hidden roots of Harndar, or accompanying Erator on his journey. So Erator does kind of act as his own zone, right? He is kind of one of the zones that is launching with this, where he'll take you to different places around Azeroth, and he re-explores his relationship with both his family and the light. Once you've gone through those campaigns, Azeroth and the Sunwell are defeated, and you have progressed through the campaign of Eversong Woods, Zoloman, Harandar, and Erator's journey. It'll be time to go to the final zone, which is the Void Storm. This is kind of, this is Xal'atath's sex dungeon. This is where she's currently sitting with all of her Voidy boys, and you're going to go there and push the campaign into whatever she's doing up there on her throne of the Void. Exploring the new zones, obviously, will be a fun new thing. We got Eversong Woods fully reimagined. The upper half of the Eastern Kingdoms fully redesigned. You'll also have the Zoloman zone fully redesigned as well. Excited to get some new Amani Troll lore out of that. Harandar, yes, if you are a Haranir fan, you like the roots, you want to explore the world of Avatar and World of Warcraft, that'll be your chance to do that there. And then the final zone, as I said before, the Void Storm. Erator's journey, again, is going to act like almost its own zone. It's got a full campaign that'll take you through a bunch of stuff with Turelion and Illyria Windrunner. You'll also, at the request of Alonza's Fowl, who we just saw in that really cool cinematic, that cartoon cinematic that Blizzard released. Yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, I highly suggest you go watch that. That is absolutely testosterone-filled goodness. I love that thing. You'll recruit Erator for his continent-spanning adventure to seek out relics of the light used by priests and paladins at the Sunwell when their reserves run dry. So there you go, exploring more of the light. Obviously, Silvermoon City going to be your new hub, so you'll get to explore that in early access. Going into Silvermoon, seeing what it's all about in its fully redesigned form. I have not explored Silvermoon at all in the PTR, so I'm very excited to finally head to Silvermoon and see it in all of its glory. Erator can span my continent. Yeah, that's a great... Thank you, Banshee, for that comment. Absolutely wonderful. Besides that, once you finish your campaign, you can finally create the Thick Girls, the Haranir. Go ahead and do that if you want to make a monk, mage, druid, hunter, priest, rogue, shaman, warlock, or warrior. You'll be able to do that. You'll unlock them once the campaign is done. Go ahead and explore your Rudy dreams to be a half-elf, trolley looking thing. So that if you want to do that, then get into that. The rest of this is already available here. So how's the timeline exactly going to break down? Well, first of all, for Raid, We know we're getting 3 raids in the first season of Midnight. And when does that begin? The first raids will open up on March 17th. So you're going to have about 3 weeks to play this game if you have early access. Level up, take your time before the raids officially go live. There will be other things to do that I'll get in here into a second. But first of all, let's just talk about raid launching. So March 17th, Void Spire and Dream's Rift will launch on normal and heroic modes. And then Dream Rift and Void Spire will launch on Mythic modes on March 24th. So those will be our first 2 raids that open up. We'll talk about exactly what those raids entail here in a second. And then finally, on March 31st, we'll get the launch of March on Quell Danas on normal, heroic, and Mythic all at once. And then April 7th will be your final day that'll launch the Raid Finder and Story Mode versions of March of Quell Danas. So a nice little span there. March 17th marking the initial launches of the raids, and then we'll get the final chapters of the raids here on March 31st. With Void Spire, you're going to get 6 different bosses launching with this thing. This is the bigger raid here. This is like the full-blown gambit. We got Imperator Avezian, Vorsarius. These are crazy names here. This one, the Fallen King of Salhadar, we saw that cool cinematic where he is officially joined up with Xal'atath here. Yeah, the king who doesn't like to rule as a king. This guy fucking just loves to serve people. First Demancius and now Xal'atath. I personally don't blame him on the Xal'atath part. I mean, who wouldn't want to serve her after she got that close to your face? Besides that, we got Valgor and Ezerek. Looks like a 2-boss fight here. The Light-Blinded Vanguard. An interesting take on light blindness here. These guys are literally so light blind that they're going to fight us as bosses. And then the Crown of the Cosmos here. This looks like a fight against Xal'atath that I'm sure we're going to get absolutely crushed in. We're fully going to get smashed in this one. No doubt Xal'atath's going to clap our cheeks. Little image here of, looks like Illyria being choked out. So this is going to be an interesting one. Some SMR, or I should say S&M going on here. So that'll be one. Entertained, no doubt. This is going to be an entertaining fight, Doc Dynamite. Dream Rift, okay, this is the second raid, or this one will open up as well with the first one. And we're going to have 1 boss in this one. So you have the first 6-boss raid here, plus a 1-boss raid here. This one will be opening up with oh God, where are they getting these names from? Chimarius, the Undreamt God. Okay, this guy looks like some kind of weird light-bound undead, monster here. So we'll be fighting him. He is a single boss raid. This will be one you just jump in, kill the boss, get the loot, and get the hell out. So this will be a fun one to go ahead and do every week as well. Plus the initial raid that we're gonna get. And then finally, March on Quell Danas. This is going to be a 2-boss raid. One of the bosses is the Child of Alar. That's right, Ashes of Alar getting its baby out, and we're going to see what this one looks like here. And then Midnight Falls, fighting against a corrupted Naru. So this one will be a pretty cool one, seeing what the Void does with the light, what a corrupted Naru is capable of. We'll be full-blown fighting this one. Too bad we can't just call on Illidan to blast this thing with his eye beams. But we'll be fighting him, and we'll see what that goes on in this. So that'll wrap up Season 1 in terms of rating. These will be the raids we'll be running through every single week once they're fully out. Now, what you'll be doing in terms of Season 1 dungeons and delves. Let's talk about that real quick. So on March 2nd, the expansion officially goes live. But at the same time, when the expansion launches, you'll be able to go into dungeons on their regular, normal mode. Running in, doing those things through the campaign and everything, and doing delves as well. I think delves will be very important as a pre-season kind of thing, because delves will be available in all their pre-season glory, meaning you can go do delves. They just won't be bountiful yet or anything like that. So that'll be an early way to kind of get geared out. But with the launch of Midnight on March 2nd, we will see the official launch of Season 1 on March 17th with the first 2 raids opening, as we just discussed. Season 1 dungeons will be available on Heroic and Mythic 0 difficulties. So once the season launches, we'll be officially available to go in and do Heroic and Mythic 0 on March 17th. PvP Season 1 begins as well on this date, and then the new Delve season begins, so then we'll start to see Bountiful Delves, the Nemesis boss will become available, and the new Delve companion of Valyra Sanguinar as well. On March 24th, we will get the Void Spire launch, and we already talked about that, but we'll also get Mythic Plus Season 1 beginning on that date. So you'll officially be able to go in and do Mythic Plus, so beyond zeros, you'll fully get in. So this is really, March 24th is really the full-blown kickoff of the season, first season of Midnight. So really, if you look at it, we're going to be about a month in. If you're talking about early access from the 26th, right, we're going to be about a month in by the time the official season launches full-blown season. So, like I said, take your time, level up. Before all this happens, like I said, a good time to run delves for sure, leveling up those delves, enjoying the delve season, enjoying the delves for what they are before it fully kicks off, and getting geared through delves. While you won't have those full-blown bountiful delves that really give you the good gear, you will be able to, get some gear at the end of those delves that'll maybe mean something to you because it'll be so early in the season still, before the season kicks off, actually. So March 24th begins the Mythic Plus season, and then we talked about it March 31st, March on Quell Danas raid opening, and then April 7th, you get yourself the little story mode version of that. So what are we getting in terms of delves? Because I did talk about them a little bit here. So with delves, Midnight Season 1, we are getting 12 new delves opening. And again, you'll be able to do these early on. The Dark Way, the Twilight Crypts, Atala Man, the Grudge Pit, the Gulf of Memory, Parhelion Plaza, Collegiate Calamity, the Shadow Enclave, Den of the Echoes, Shadowguard Point, Sunkiller Sanctum, and Torment's Rise. 12 new delves to be able to run through. Rejoice, Gregs of Accounting. This will be your time to shine for sure, running those delves, a full new season of delves that you can do in your basement as you hide away from your abusive bitch-ass wife. So running through that, and not only that, how great is it going to be for Greg as he now gets to run with some eye candy? That's right, Valera Sanguinar joining us. She'll be able to do the 3 roles that were previously done by Brand. She'll be able to tank, heal, or DPS as a rogue. Hey, it's official. We got lore that has tanking rogues in the game now, and healing rogues. So there you go. Valera will be joining us there as our new delve companion for the season. Now, when it comes to Mythic Plus, we got, your usual gambit of 8 different dungeons here. We got 4 midnight dungeons in the first rotation, along with the previous dungeons. So your dungeons for Season 1 of Mythic Plus will be Magister's Terrace, Mayasara Caverns, Nexus Point Xanax, and Windrunner's Spire. Those will be your 4 new dungeons for Midnight specifically. And then the previous dungeons that we'll be digging into: Algathar Academy, Seat of the Triumvirate, Skyreach, and Pit of Saron. So this is going to be a fun one. Jumping in some of these I'm excited for. Remade Magister's Terrace sounds kind of fun. I haven't run any of these yet, but that's your Mythic dungeon pool. 8 dungeons to get into, 4 new ones and 4 previous ones as they've been doing for the seasons. Now, overall, as I mentioned before, doing delves early on might be a good thing to do, especially considering the season won't officially be live for a lot of us as we get into, the early access until a month later when really Mythic Plus kicks off, and then you got yourself those bountiful delves and everything else. So getting into delves early on might be a good way to gear out, have a good time. And these delves are all over. We see them in every single zone that's coming up. And as I said, 12 new delves. I mean, damn, you could explore these things, a new one every day, and it'll take you almost 2 weeks to do it. So this looks like a fun time, good time for delves for sure, and good time for Greg. Midnight Data Mine reveals a new turbo boost-like mechanic as well. So this one's interesting. This one won't kick off until about midway through Season 1. Now, we are unsure exactly what this thing is going to be, but this looks like some kind of new way to gear out in Midnight. So this was data mined not too long ago. It's called the Void Forge. It is located in Voidstorm and maintained by Decimus. He's an NPC out there. By talking to Decimus, players will pick up a quest called Building the Void Forge, which requires players to collect elementary void cord shards from raids, dungeons, and bountiful delves. So you'll be able to collect these void core shards from different parts of playing the game, right? Any sort of content that has to do with delves, dungeons, or raids, you'll be picking up these things. Now, why will we be picking these up? It looks like we're going to use them to get this Void Forge up and running. So the quests reward transmuted elemental void cores. There's also a notification that this quest line unlocks the Void Forge, which grants a new way to collect and upgrade powerful items in Midnight Season 1. Now, nobody knows what that means yet. We're going to kind of speculate as to what this could be, but unlocking the Void Forge will require about 6 weeks to complete, and this thing doesn't look like it's launching until mid-season of the first season. So now we've gone through launch, we've gotten into the season, and now we're midway through Season 1, and this Void Forge is officially going to become available. It'll take us time to finally unlock it. Looks like you'll be able to do like 1 unlock iteration per week, so 6 weeks total. And then once this thing's available, this follows the last Turbo Boost, which was hidden currencies clearly linking to mid-season Turbo Boost. So this does line up with the whole dinar system and everything that we had before, so this could be a new iteration on that. Is this the same we have now where we turn in gear into set pieces? No, this is not the catalyst. This is more like the, like I said, the dinar system maybe, where you buy a specific trinket, or this could be something different from that. But this is definitely not the catalyst. The catalyst will be something that's available as well, but this is a separate thing going on here. So this could be an upgrading items beyond just what a catalyst does. So let's speculate a little bit here in terms of what this could be. So this could be something similar to Valor Points from Wrath of the Lich King, where you get a currency from bosses and spend it on gear. So you could be using this to buy gear. Unlike the dinar system, where it's really just linked to trinkets, this one could be a gear purchasing thing. Crafting, we want gear to, you want gear from unwanted gear, take 3 and then turn into 1. So maybe taking 3 pieces of unwanted gear and turning them into one thing that you do want. Similar to the dinar system or puzzling cartel system, that could be something else that this is. Or this could be something beyond that, where you're crafting additional upgrades that turn your track items into an upgrade. So maybe going from heroic piece to mythic piece, that could be what this is. Or it could be something like I said, the Omni track, where you upgrade similar items similar to the way Dragonflight worked Season 4. So this is really pushing stuff up the track level. As I said before, we do know we are going to get the Forge, as I mentioned before, that Corm was saying in the chat, where, you know, you just upgrade shit to tier gear. But this looks like this is something different, because we already know we're getting that. This is something beyond that. This is something related to turbo boosting or boosting out your gear. We'll see what this all is in relation to that. But it does seem like Blizzard's giving us some sort of new avenue mid-season to really push our item levels up. This looks like it'll be a cool thing if we do in fact, or if we are in fact able to go from, say, heroic level to myth track gear, level gear. I think this would be enticing, because that will give me reason to really push in raids really hard, because I would want to upgrade that gear, and then I want the crests, obviously, to push up into myth track as far as I can go into myth track. So this could be a way to really gear out mid-season. We'll see what this ends up being. It's definitely going to be something that we're going to be talking about more as the seasons go on. But for now, this is the full layout of what the timeline's going to look like, what we're going to be doing in Midnight. I mean, this is exciting, guys. This is it. We're at the final days here of Midnight as we approach the full launch of a new expansion, early access just around the corner, and everything it entails. And for now, that is all in terms of news.